Hello, this is Peter Sko for Music is a Journey. Today I am doing the pre-video 2 of episode 36, which will be the final episode of the year, which I will do in around December 2020. So why am I doing these pre-episodes? Well, as I explained previously, if you saw, I am researching contemporary Canadian heavy metal bands. I am looking for bands who formed within the last 10 years or so, and whose discography is actually relatively small. I've found quite a lot of bands in the first pre-video where I was researching various websites and checking out bands. Turns out there are a lot more bands out there than I knew of. Not all of them have formed within the last 10 years. Some of them are about 15 years old or somewhere around there, and of course some are much older, but I'm checking out a lot of bands. So the first video was me checking out websites and finding out who some of these bands are. This next video is me checking out some of the music on YouTube. Now, this is not a reaction video type thing like you see reaction video YouTubers where you've got the video and you've got the sound going. I'm just sitting at my computer and I'm just playing the sound off my computer, recording it on my on-camera mic. So it's not going to be something particularly to feature the sound and my reaction to it. Rather, it's just me checking out some of the bands and what I think about it. What I think about the music that I find. So this was recorded mostly back at the beginning of June. The date of this recording is July 19th. Hopefully I'll get this video up within the next few days or so. But anyway, this is back in late May, early June when I started actually checking out music of the bands that I had researched, listening to them on YouTube. Okay, and background music now, this is Black Wizard from their latest album, Live in Oblivion. Because this is July, I already have the album. Okay, let's go and see what my reactions were to the different bands that I checked out. Okay, so I've been going through this list of bands I've been compiling, and the first thing I've done is to check what albums are available. I think I've already mentioned that, but anyway, as I said before, I want to make sure that if I like the band or I like the album, that I'm going to be able to get it. I checked, first of all, Amazon Canada, because you would think for Canadian bands that would be the best place to look to get Canadian band albums, and as it turned out, a lot of them said currently unavailable, or the price was like $35, $55, in some cases even over $100 for a CD. So I found that really surprising. And then I went to Amazon Japan, which is where I usually order from, and surprisingly most of the bands were available, their CDs were available on Amazon Japan for normal prices. So I don't know what's up with that. I guess it just means that there are more people in Japan ordering heavy metal albums than there are in Canada. So I've been going around checking different regions, like I'll type in Newfoundland best metal bands or Prince Edward Island best metal bands just to see what comes up. So anyway, I've made a list of bands from different regions, different styles, and now I want to check out some of these here to see if I actually do want to make the purchase. And the first band I'm going to check out is Black Wizard, which are listed as doom and thrash, and out of British Columbia, Vancouver. Actually, I think they're from New Westminster, but anyway. So let's check out this one here from their latest album, Live in Oblivion. Let's get the volume up. Okay, well, so far so good. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I kind of wanted to do this where I like really listen carefully before I make any decisions, but this band has already got me sold. Okay. Yeah. Alright, well, okay, so I'm going to put a check mark next to Black Wizard because I'm definitely going to want to hear more of their stuff, because that sounds pretty cool. Alright, so let's see here. I've prepared a lot of videos. Okay, next I'm going to check out Ion Dissonance. They are a very highly rated band. Actually, they're not on the list here, but you know what? They're in the row of the videos for me to check out, so I'm going to check them out anyway. Let's hear what this is all about. This is a song called Kneel. Okay. You're having these kind of like smoke explosions in the side there. Alright, alright, alright. Probably on the periphery of my tastes. Okay, next up we have Endless Chaos. This is a death metal band out of Manitoba, I think Winnipeg area. I probably should be checking out the noise rock scene there more, but these guys look pretty cool, so I'm going to check out Endless Chaos now. Okay. Endless Chaos are getting a check. That was good. Where did I put them in here? Endless Chaos. Here we go. Despised Icon. Now, they were a band I read about. They broke up and then got back together again. Oh yeah, Despised Icon. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna say Despised Icon and Ion Dissonance seem to be very similar in style, but I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards Despised Icon right now. I think this is a band that I'll want to check out a bit more. Alright, now this is a band, I think it's a death metal band. They're called Death Valley Driver. They're from Prince Edward Island. Now, I'm already kind of leaning towards this because you don't hear about a lot of bands coming out of Prince Edward Island. It's Canada's smallest province, smallest population as well. But of course, you can find metal scenes everywhere, so I want to check out this metal band from Prince Edward Island and see how they sound. It's called Black Vein. This is cool. Maybe it's not death metal. Okay. This is from a small island that's famous for potatoes and Anne of Green Gables. It's got a bit of a groove to it, eh? That's nice. Okay, so here's another band that I found by searching for a region. I picked out metal bands from the Yukon, and I found an article talking about that there was a metal scene going on in Whitehorse, and it was kind of dying out after one of their biggest bands, Bushwhacker, headed off to Vancouver. And now they are trying to revive the metal scene in Whitehorse. But hey, if their big band Bushwhacker went off to Vancouver, I thought, alright, let's check out this band here. I think they have 4 albums now. The latest one seems to be a narrative concept album. This is their 3rd album. It had the highest ratings on Encyclopedia Metallum with 92%. So let's give it a bit of a listen. Some Yukon metal. Not hearing anything here. Oh, there we go. Ooh. I was just thinking that we were going to hit some kind of atmospheric section. You know what? I'm starting to get the impression that it's going to be really hard to pick just 5 bands to say, let's talk about these 5 bands at the end. If it keeps up like this, I'm going to have to extend it to probably a dozen bands or so. Fine, good. Bushwhacker from the Yukon, currently located in Vancouver. Okay. Where are you guys on my list here? Here we go. Okay, now this is one of those, I think it was a stoner rock band or something like that. Doom metal, stoner metal, whatever, out of Calgary. And I quite like the album cover. They've got 2 albums out. One of them was mentioned on, I think it was the Angry Metal Guy page. This album was actually available through Amazon Japan, so I want to check this one out. Okay. Kind of reminds me of The Sword, that kind of stoner metal band from Texas, I think it is. I like this. Okay. Oh man, I was kind of hoping, you know, I'd be hearing some bands where I'd be like, meh, okay, that's, yeah. You know, but so far there's one band where it's like, well, I probably have to hear the right album. And everybody else, it's like, that's good, that's great. Yeah, phew, I'm going to need another job. This is Kenmode. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to mean, but The Illusion of Dignity. I think they've got 4 albums out and part of this noise rock scene in Winnipeg. So let's... Oh, there we go. Interesting percussion. Sounds like they're hitting a board with a hammer. Can you see that cover there? It's like Uncle Tar has come to visit. Okay, I gotta admit, actually, so far it doesn't sound all that bad. You know what? I think I need to hear a little bit more of this before I pass judgment. Whew, got any bands that I probably will not like? This is making my job much more difficult. Alright, let's see here. Next up, Skullfist. I think it's a trad metal band out of Calgary. These were mentioned, I think it was Kerrang's 15 Canadian metal albums you have to have. So let's check out Skullfist. Wow. Is it American power metal or is it speed metal? Okay. You know what? For variety so far, we've got a pretty good variety of bands going on here. I would say to keep the variety going, Skullfist should get a check mark. Where are you guys? Here we go. Had this been like 1985, 1986, I would have just snatched this right up. Okay, so next up I want to check out a band called Zaum. I believe they have 3 albums out and an EP. Atmospheric doom metal. They were mentioned on the Angry Metal Guy website. The critiques of the albums didn't really give them a lot of favor. Like, there was good points, but there were also bad points. And the bad points being mostly there's really like long stretched out pieces. One of the albums, it's just 2 tracks, 20 minutes long each. But I want to check them out because they're from New Brunswick. Let's check out this atmospheric doom metal band from New Brunswick. gonna skip past a little bit more. There we go. Unless this is still part of the intro, I don't know. Have you ever been to New Brunswick? It's hard to imagine atmospheric doom metal coming out of New Brunswick, but hey, wouldn't have expected, like... I think for regional variety, as well as stylistic variety, this is an album I would consider getting. Although I can understand, like, if I'm gonna have to listen to a atmospheric doom metal track that's 20 minutes long, it's not when I'm taking a drive to the supermarket. Okay, I think what we're finding here is that there are some bands that you can really rock out to, really pump your fist and stamp the floor, and there are other bands where you probably just want to zone out while listening to them. This is a band called Hazard, and they are a thrash band. I think they're out of Alberta, but yeah, we haven't had any thrash so far, so let's hear what modern day Canadian thrash sounds like. Okay? How about them vocals? Yeah, okay. A band I can hear more of. Easily. Okay, so this next one is Stryker. I think they formed 2005 or something like that. And they have about 6 albums or so. They are actually from Edmonton, which is interesting because a lot of the other Alberta bands I've checked out so far are from Calgary. So I want to hear this band from Edmonton, apparently a trad metal band. That's a cool cover. I love that cover art. Okay, that's like really 80s metal, yeah. Okay, I think I have to stop it here for now because it's probably time for me to start cooking dinner, but so far, everything sounds good, and all of these bands I can get either through Amazon Japan, or I found some of them on Bandcamp. A couple other bands too I found on Bandcamp that I haven't checked out here yet. Okay, let's see where we go after this.